What is going on? I'm Think Totaku, and this is part 6 of Jojo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean, which I thought was going to come out next year, but either I can't read or Netflix and the internet was like, LOL JK, we're going to put out the last part and not tell you about it. So the last part came out, Stone Ocean is done, and we are going to get into it. But before, if you enjoy, please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. It'd be much appreciated, thank you. But the first female, the only female JoJo that there is, which is Jotaro's daughter, Jolene Kujo, which I don't know why they spell her name with a C instead of normal, Kujo, but that is his daughter, and he was married and now divorced, and we are going to get into her adventure, which probably not... I don't dislike this part. I don't like what happens at the end of this part. If you've seen, if you've already seen, I don't like what happens at the end of part 6. So we can get into the manga, well, actually we can get into the anime, which is she is arrested, his daughter is arrested. Jotaro, he's in this, but, this is her story. Jolene, which may or may not be named after the Dolly Parton song. But Jolene is arrested and wrongly convicted, sent to Green Dolphin State Prison in Florida. Jotaro comes to try and get her out, telling her that she was wrongly convicted. And while there, they end up getting in a fight, and his stand, Star Platinum, and a piece of his, well, I don't know if it's all their memories, but like his memories are taken from him. And so she has to get his stand disc back and his memory disc back, which, Father Pucci stole from him, because he's trying to create the heaven that Dio mentioned. And so this is her adventure to go after not only the disc, but when she gets those discs back, go after Pucci to save, the world basically from him opening this heaven, this new heaven that he's trying to find. But this one, there's not really, stands aren't particularly created in this part. They're more given to people through Pucci's stand. You see him like throw one of the discs, and not one, but you see him throw the discs in people's heads, and that's how they gain their stand abilities for the most, because he's stolen so many, I guess, over the years. And then you have 3 more children of Dio, which they're not as important, I guess you would say, as Giorno from part 5, but he has more illegitimate children. But so yeah, that, she tries to get Jotaro's disc back, and then tries to fight, Pucci to stop him from creating this heaven, which he is able to. And then they, basically the world resets, and then resets again after Pucci's dead. But we can get into the manga, which I don't have very many. They pretty much followed pretty much all of it for the most part. But you can see here in this first panel, when she gets to the actual prison part, they're about to shave her head, and he's like, this dude's like, if you give me money, I'll leave your hair alone, so that wasn't in the anime. And then here, I just put this because it's like if you go on the wiki and you look up every iteration of Jotaro, it's like, he went from this super jacked ass dude in part 3 to like this very tiny, he's not tiny, but he just shrinks more and more and more, and now he's like a normal size. He's like 40 something in this. I'm like, he don't even look 40, but his whole outfits change every one, so that, but he just looks, it's just weird how he gets smaller and smaller every iteration in the new parts. And then here, when Hermes is, I'm trying to remember, what was she? I think this is after she got her stand power, and she's looking for that janitor guy because he stole her money and this, that, and the other. And Emporio actually takes her to his hidey hole in the prison. And the reason why I put it is because, that doesn't happen in the anime. But also there's this chick here. And I want to say, I don't know if that's in English Anastasia. I don't know if that's Anastasia or not. And I was trying to look up and see who that is. If you know who that is, leave comments so I can, because I don't know who the hell that is. I looked through the wiki to match up the picture and be like, who is it? And I could not find anything. But so he takes her to his hidey hole before, she goes and finds that janitor to get him to kill himself. And then here, when they're having that betting match, it actually takes Hermes' tooth, which it doesn't do in the anime. It just takes from taking the money in her chest boob, to taking her liver. It actually takes out her golden tooth, and it's like, this tooth's only worth $30. Then here, after Poochie has gotten the green baby, absorbed it and all that to get his new power, and that lady falls over with the groceries and shit, and he's just chilling. He helps her pick him up. And then she actually had a baby on her in the anime, or in the manga, and then you can see he's turning into a grown-ass man right before her eyes, and they're freaking out. So, and then here, after Weather Report gets his memories back, they're looking for Jolene and Poochie and stuff, and then in the manga, these two random girls just come up to him and are like, what's going on? And then while they're, I guess, giving him a random massage on this bench, he, uses uses a stand to electrocute him on accident, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. And then that is pretty much it. That is the end. There's no difference other than that, but I didn't dislike Stone Ocean. I just don't like how it ended, because I don't like that. Literally, just if you've seen it, everybody dies. Poochie basically essentially gets what he wants with Made in Heaven. He resets the world. Everybody's dead. The only reason why they reset it again is because Emporio actually is the only one to make it to this new world. And then he uses weather forecast to kill Poochie, and so the whole world resets again, and everyone's alive technically, but under now it's Irene, and then all the people have different names, but so the whole world resets twice. But Emporio's the only one that actually knows what happened, which I'm kind of just like, man, I'm not a fan of it. So that pretty much ends the Dio saga, if you will, because they said that, I was reading the wiki, the Dio, not that there's no more Dio, but now, if you will, it's 3, this was the normal timeline, and then this is the timeline that Emporio went to fight Poochie, and then once he kills him, there's a whole nother timeline, and that's the timeline that they're in now. But then, when you get into part 7, apparently it's another timeline that separately goes, so it's just I'm just oh my, it's I don't know what's going on here. But who knows if they'll make part 7 into an anime or not, because part 9 is about to release soon. But we will see. And that is it for JoJo's until if they ever release part 7. Otaku out.